Inauguration Day is so symbolic of everything that this nation stands for.
I, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
I, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
I, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
What makes Inauguration Day so powerful is, you're witnessing
a peaceful transition of power.
And the fact that we are all in that moment together, focused on that moment.
Such an admiration for our political process and the president at the time.
And then not only is there what's going on in that exact moment, there's also the connection to history.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect,
and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Every day I showed up at work at the White House, I earned $0. But every day I walked down West Exec and would see the West Wing and see the White House and then hang a right into the Eisenhower Executive Office building. And every morning seeing that White House, you think, oh man, this is where I get to work. This is why I'm doing this work. This work is really important to me. Learning about the entire US economy is an overwhelming amount of information. And so it's a really fast-paced and challenging environment. It's also a place where you sit atop a system. You're on the route up to the president in terms of analyzing the US economy and distilling it down into something actionable. And I really liked the potential of the job to be able to steer things kind of 1 degree at a time towards a world that is more desirable for all of us.
What I was so amazed to learn is how really, truly passionate folks at the White House are about getting things done in a productive way, and how disinterested they often are in getting the credit. But to get anything done, you really can't get it done alone. You have to think through, how are we going to get all of the stakeholders on board towards this vision and this goal that we have? And once we have that coalition, how are we actually going to mobilize them towards action?
Having access and exposure to someone like Hank Paulson, really at the very beginning of my career, was transformational in so many ways, but I think it made me feel like anything was possible in my own career in a way that I hadn't before. You sort of realize that the office and the jobs you're doing are so much bigger than you are. It also makes you really believe that you as an individual and you as a small group can have a huge effect on the world.
What's different about the White House office is that every single person is a representative of the president himself. They serve at his pleasure, and they really embody the staffer's creed of, before a choice is made, argue for your point of view, but once it's made, it's your job to carry it out. A piece of advice that Joe Biden gave me was you need to know which issues you're prepared to lose on.
So they call it the People's House, and it truly is that. And I don't think I realized how much it was until I got there. I came from a first-generation American background. My parents weren't born here. Neither of them graduated with a high school degree. I don't think one person defines this country.
We have this, transfer of power that happens peaceably and on time.
I think what the president-elect and leaders across the world need to do is just really understand what it means to be empathetic and understand what their constituents are going through.
You figure in a different country where a candidate loses the vote by 2.5 million voters and yet wins, what might happen?
It's really helpful and important for all of us to be able to engage with one another and talk about what we're thinking about with the upcoming administration.
I think the most important advice anyone can give is to think through clearly what is in the best interest of this country.
Patriotism has to do with love for country and not love for party or even love for a particular policy.